What is up? Welcome back to Outside the Top 25. I am your host, Rob Fox, joined as always by Dan Regester, and we're here to talk about the games that make college football really fun. I don't want to watch Ohio State play Georgia.
Fuck that.
I don't want to watch Michigan play Texas.
Well, Ohio State's not playing Georgia yet.
I'm just saying in general, but
Yeah.
Michigan and Texas are playing this week. I want to watch Pitt go into Cincinnati. Actually, I don't want to watch that game. Even that is a
That's
lot
gross.
for me.
Yeah. If you're going to pick one game this week, that's what you're going with?
No, but I mean like Nebraska, Colorado,
The North Carolina, Minnesotas of the world.
South Carolina, Kentucky is going to tell you a lot about the SEC. It is. I'm not. That's. I know that sounds crazy. South Carolina and Kentucky is gonna tell you real things about the SEC.
Yeah. But I mean, going back to last week, that North Carolina, Minnesota game, hilarious.
Oh, hilarious and wonderful. Wonderful.
First off, if you're a captain as a kicker, you cannot miss 2 field goals in a game.
No,
You just can't.
no, can't do it.
And I love Mac.
Do you?
Yeah.
No.
He gets so disrespected by Texas fans.
It's insane. Can we talk about that for a second? Because when we worked at TFM, we worked with a lot of UT fans, and there were some who bitched about Mac Brown constantly. And
Dude, he won their, really only natty of their lives.
He won the only modern era national championship they have. The last one before that was in the 70s. And then the one before that was like the 50s, I think, or something like that. So he's won the only remotely relevant national championship they have. But they act like they're fucking Alabama or something like that. They're not. I've said this for years, that Texas benefited. They became a blue blood by being the only blue blood that played in an original conference in which they were the only blue blood, right? Mm-hmm. We talked before. All the other conferences had 2 powerhouse teams in them. The Big 8 had Nebraska and Oklahoma. The Pac-10 had what? I mean, they had a couple, really. USC and Oregon and UCLA.
Yeah. That game told me, too, that Minnesota, you're not serious people.
No.
Big Ten West, you're not really serious people.
Everyone that played in the Big Ten West is in for the worst.
In for a rude awakening.
And I know the SEC East would get talked shit on a lot, which, fair enough, it certainly wasn't as good as the SEC West, which was the fucking Thunderdome. But
now you have to deal with Oregon, USC.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about UCLA. UCLA, also not serious people.
No.
Barely scratched a win against Hawaii.
Yeah. It was at Hawaii, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you're not serious. If you can't beat Hawaii as
It's a tough road trip.
UCLA
It's a
by
long
at least
flight.
double digits,
It's a long flight.
not from LA.
Honestly,
It's not. It's an 8-hour flight from Austin.
Yeah, it's not that bad of a flight from LA. It's like a cross-country flight,
Yeah.
basically.
It's not bad.
But, yeah, it's fuck Texas. And the Big Ten, too, Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State. I mean, everyone had multiple big powers in their conference. Obviously, the SEC's loaded.
I mean, you had the Virginia Tech hype train get derailed pretty early.
Oh, boy. I loved it because Missouri had a real strength of schedule boost in week 1.
Vandy?
With Vandy and BC. Both.
I think Vandy might be okay.
So
I think they're okay.
So both Vandy and Boston College, who are the next 2 games on Missouri's schedule after this week, anyone who plays them this year, look out because you might not lose to them, certainly, but their quarterbacks are going to piss you off.
Diego Pavia,
Gamer.
he is.
Gamer.
They got him from New Mexico State, right?
I mean, he's just going to scoot. You're going to think you got him. You know,
I liked what I saw.
He's not going to, Pat Mahomes you and scoot and, throw a 30-yard, 40-yard touchdown. But he's going to scamper, and he's going to get a first down where you thought you were about to get off the field, and you're going to want to slam your head into the fucking table.
Yeah, so he was playing at New Mexico State last year, comes over to Vandy. I think that's a good investment for these kind of, bigger conference schools, but lower end of the totem pole.
Yeah.
So go get a kid that, has balled out before. Maybe at
if
a
you
lower
need
end.
it, you should. Ideally, you should recruit the quarterback. But if you need to plug a hole, yeah, 100%. Go get some gamer kid from a mid-major or G5, G6, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And yeah, I agree. Vandy's going to be a little bit of a problem.
They're going to be feisty.
Yes. Feisty is a great way to put it. And BC as well is going to be feisty between Tommy and Bill O'Brien's offense.
I miss Tommy. We had him. We had him and Mikey Keene on the same roster.
Oh, my God.
Chased him out for Plumlee. And now we're stuck with KJ Jefferson.
Stuck with? For those who don't know, me and Dan and our former co-host of Softcore History, Jake, have a little group text that we mostly just talk about college football. And I haven't asked Jake about his life in weeks. Which my wife was like,
He's not happy. I mean, we talked about Florida football.
Yeah, as far as his football life goes, he's doing terrible. But
he had such high expectations.
The roller coaster of emotions you were on with KJ Jefferson in week 1.
Because we have so much talent on offense. Our defense showed up, which is good, but we're playing FCS school. The offense is just loaded, and we need a guy that can just be a point guard. You know, just facilitate.
Distribute.
Yeah.
Don't need a hero.
Our receivers are dope. We have 4 really good running backs. We have maybe the best running back group of guys in the country. I'm not
like
kidding.
full room, top to bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we have 4 or 5 guys that can just go yard at any moment. I know it's hard. It's weird to say for UCF, but yeah, like our running backs are dope as hell.
Does Gus finally have his guys?
He should have his guys. At this point, yeah. I mean, KJ Jefferson. Drink for every time you hear the announcers talk about how Gus said he's going to turn KJ Jefferson into Cam 2.0. Man, you're going to be hammered by the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
He's not. Cam was maybe the greatest college football player of all time. That one season in Auburn when they won the Natty.
Yeah, I mean, that team, it doesn't happen in football. It happens in basketball all the time, right?
That team did not deserve to win a Natty. Cam
Newton
carried them.
Cam Newton, Kemba Walkered.
Yeah.
A football team to a national championship.
So KJ Jefferson, not that. Certainly not that. Not even a dollar store version of Cam.
Yeah.
I think I got the sickness from watching KJ Jefferson.
Are you just hoarse from screaming at the television?
I think so.
Yeah. I've been there.
Just hand the ball off, man. Just hand the ball off. RJ Harvey.
Run the option.
Harvey's so good.
Just run the option.
I can't believe we have so many super seniors in our backfield. Just give them the ball.
That means this is your year, and the next year's going to be awful.
No, we're fine.
Nothing but upperclassmen.
We're going to reload. That's what we do now. We're in the Big 12.
Everyone knows UCF reloads.
UCF reloads.
How'd we do last week?
Well, we still have some other things we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Were there any takeaways for you?
From week 1 with the outside the top 25?
Yeah.
Let me look at the scoreboard again. I think, obviously,
Florida State.
Vandy, we already talked about that. Vandy being feisty, which I think is beyond, not beyond.
Florida State might be,
welcome.
It might be some serious trouble in Tallahassee.
They're in a ton of trouble. They're undeniably in a ton of trouble. They're fucked.
I know they went, I think the committee broke Florida State.
I think they did too. I think they broke Mike Norvell. But what did Norvell think was going to happen when they got into the playoff last year? They were going to be a sacrificial lamb. Michigan would have butt fucked them.
No, not the way Georgia did, because they also had a bunch of guys sit out.
I'm not talking about the Georgia game. I'm talking about the fact that they didn't have a quarterback. What was their backup or third string quarterback going to do against that Michigan defense? Nothing.
I think Rodemaker would have been available, right?
They were fucked. They were fucked. They were going to get.
They
would
weren't,
have
though.
Nothing about making that playoff. It was an injustice, but it's like
every team in the playoff was not as good as that Georgia team.
To put them in,
and Georgia had a bunch of guys sit out.
I agree.
But Carson Beck's the best player that would have been in that playoff.
Probably.
Because he's probably the best quarterback in the nation right now.
Yeah, I would say so. But putting them in the playoff would have been basically like a virtue signal, right?
Not really. They were undefeated. You make your way in.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is they would not have won. This is not. They would have not have Ohio Stated it.
So you put in Bama?
I'm saying that you're saying your argument is that it broke them because what could have been. Nothing could have been.
You don't know that.
I do know that. I fucking know that. They barely won their conference championship game. When Ohio State lost their backup quarterback, Ohio State beat Wisconsin by 50.
But we're talking about a fucking Michigan that's not super explosive offensively.
They would have BF'd
That's
Florida
not true.
State.
Florida State had 10 guys drafted in the NFL.
BF'd.
10 guys.
BF'd. Florida State lost Jordan Travis and took everything in them to beat Louisville in the ACC championship game.
Who was
took
solid.
everything they had.
Yeah, Louisville was solid.
Michigan's more than solid.
But
They were the national champions.
It doesn't matter. Rodemaker would have been available. He wasn't terrible.
Can I just give you?
They were down to their third string against Louisville.
Okay. Ohio State was down to their third string.
doesn't matter.
Against Wisconsin.
I'm
and
just
they won
telling
by
you,
50.
None of this matters because it didn't happen, and the committee broke Florida State because they're like, if we can go undefeated in the ACC, it doesn't matter because they can just leave us out. You can't do it this year, obviously, but last year, I think that caused so much like
Trauma.
hype lost for the program.
Yeah.
And Norvell, I don't know, he hit the transfer portal hard. Didn't really, I guess, recruit well.
I think he was too depressed to recruit.
Like, because he's bringing in all these guys. It's kind of like the opposite, right? Clemson, no transfers. Florida State, all transfers.
Yeah. Doesn't work.
Doesn't work for either situation. You need a
Need to
mixture
meet in the
of
middle
both.
there. What did I learn from this last week, though? We'll talk about outside teams. Even though they were my money line dog and they didn't hit.
But what I'm saying is Florida State might snowball into an all-time bad season.
Yes.
I don't know if they correct this ship. They might lose
They're gonna be.
they might lose 8 games.
They're gonna be a 4 to 5 win team. Like looking at their schedule right now, the way their lines are playing,
It's awful. I don't know how you correct that.
you can't mid-season like that. I mean, maybe line play is just as simple as like.
And I don't think DJ's as bad as he's played, but I think he might mentally not be strong. So like
Well, he
now
didn't
that
get fucked,
it's
though.
in his head though. Like
He didn't get fucked.
But he's missing wide open receivers. And it kind of came into the season like, oh, he kind of sucks. I think the outside talk is getting in his head. And the worse he plays and the more he plays bad, it's going to just, again, continue.
Yeah.
I think he's that kind of guy where it's like all momentum, it's all confidence. Because he wasn't bad at Oregon State.
He was fine.
He was fine.
He was bad at Clemson.
Except that one game. He was dope in that one
Yeah.
game.
So maybe he's just bad in the ACC.
No, because he had that really good game against Notre Dame, which was
The one.
it's like an
time.
ACC
Yeah,
adjacent
yeah.
game. Yeah.
He's overall bad. Yeah, I think Florida State's broken, and we will be talking about them for the rest of the year.
Yeah. No, I
Did
mean,
you
they're
put their
gonna-
game on this list? I hope.
They have a bye week.
Oh, they don't get Memphis till next week.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck.
So
They need that shit.
I mean, I will eat if they fucking lose. If Florida State loses this week, I will eat shit out of a red Solo cup with a spoon.
Sick.
And by that, I mean they're not playing, so
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah.
The only thing I'll say
They're
learn,
losing to Memphis. Like they're gonna
they're going to lose Memphis. The only thing I'll say I learned is that Colorado is who we thought they are.
Colorado's gonna be fun though,
It's going to be fun to watch them suck ass.
dude. Shador's awesome. Travis Hunter's awesome.
Yeah,
Their coaching is all time bad. Yeah, I agree with that.
it's a horrible
Dude,
team.
they were chucking it when they could have ran the clock out.
I know, it's a horrible team
They gave North Dakota State the ball back.
because they wanted style points. Dion didn't. Dion wanted to cover.
Yeah,
Dion wanted to cover
probably.
because he knows.
Shador,
and
no,
then
but
what do
Shador
you-
is really good.
What'd you make of Vatek?
I said that. Virginia Tech, very disappointed.
But like,
They had high expectations. They were turning like 20 starters.
I know, but did they? I mean, that's literally a nightmare start to the season. But did they look bad, or did
they look-
Vandy just?
They look bad. They look bad.
They did look bad. You thought? I mean, I watched the game, but I kind of couldn't tell. It wasn't as obvious as like Florida State, where you're just like, oh my god,
Dude, speaking of teams that look bad, though, fucking Texas Tech squeaked out a win in overtime against Abilene Christian.
in-state rivalry.
Right down the road, yeah.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech's ranked now, but they're 2-0. Maybe
Yeah.
they could be sneaky. Who knows? And then, kind of outside of that, Arizona State impressed me. Weirdly,
Yeah. Can we talk about
bit of an overcorrection on the line this week though with Arizona State.
Can we talk about the playoff dark horse that has emerged?
Who's that?
UNLV.
I love UNLV, but like, dude, they beat.
They won a true road game against a P4 team by 20 points.
That just tells me that fucking Houston's really bad.
Houston does suck ass. Houston is fucked. Willie Fritz was insane for taking that job.
Yeah, the cover was dry.
I'm calling it right now. You put Kansas on upset alert in 2 weeks when UNLV and Barry Odom come to town. Dude, UNLV is legitimate. They could win if they win the Mountain West with as a ranked team.
Dude, they gotta go to Kansas. They gotta go to fucking Corvallis. They play Syracuse. They got to go to Hawaii, which apparently is a really hard road game to you. San Diego State. I don't know if they can run the table. They got to run the table to win.
No, they can be one
playoff.
loss as long as it's the top 5 ranked conference champions.
Yeah.
So as long as there's no conference champion who's undefeated out of the G5, 1 loss or 2 losses will do it. You just need to be the 5th ranked conference champion.
They're definitely fun. They're good. They have some dope ass receivers. And yeah, Barry.
Look out for UNLV. I'm telling you.
Look out for UNLV.
If you can bet
That was one of my few wins last week.
UNLV.
UNLV money line.
I mean, that was
an easy ticket to cash.
Yeah, good lord.
Everything else was kind of I miscalculated a lot of things. I blame not doing my yearly ritual.
Which is
Getting the Phil Steele magazine, just going through the pages,
oh wow,
looking through the rosters.
sad. You all right there?
Sorry, no. I just looked at KJ Jefferson throw the ball.
Oh, got you
I don't
sick.
think again.
How'd we do last week?
Oh, well, I also looked at our records.
Yeah, not good.
Not a great start. Not how you want to go.
No.
I went 4-9-1. That's probably my worst start ever.
Not great.
1-1 on moneyline dogs though. So
No, you had 2 money line dogs last
yeah.
week.
So I went 1-1 on moneyline dogs.
Oh, I thought you went 1-4-1.
Please listen to what I say.
Sorry.
So I got a point because our new point system.
Yes.
It was only a 2-point dog, so I get 1 point. You went 6-10-1 because you took a couple over and unders along with games.
It's all about volume shooting.
0-1 on moneyline dogs. I don't know if it is about volume shooting.
It's all about volume shooting. Everyone knows this.
So not the greatest start for the guys. You know,
It's all right. It's all right. Be all right.
it wasn't quite like my week last week at a Casino Friday.
Yeah, no joke. It was a lot like your week this week at Casino Friday.
Yeah, well, spoilers. Yeah, fuck you, dude. Tune in for that later today.
Or was it?
Well,
Well.
let's just get into this week's games.
All right, let's fucking do it.
I'm fucking dying.
Yeah.
We got BYU catching 11.5 at SMU. Over under 56. Also, maybe another team kind of looking back at last week pulled up a big upset. Maybe SMU is not that bad because Nevada's now 1-1.
Who'd Nevada beat last week?
Troy.
Ooh.
Nevada beat Troy.
Yeah. Feisty Wolfpack?
Maybe.
Maybe. Again, road game for SMU. Opening the season on the road, I don't care where you play. That's not ideal. It's not good.
I also don't think BYU is good, but I don't think BYU is capable of being truly horrific.
Yeah.
Like they're always just going to be like rock solid. There's a bunch of Samoans.
I hate a double, unless it's like a truly insanely elite team, right? Like a Georgia, Ohio State, or Bama. I hate.
This line stinks.
What?
Stinks out loud. This line stinks out loud.
Yeah.
11.5?
Taking BYU.
Yeah.
I don't like a double-digit one for that.
I'm going to take BYU. BYU in the points. Kind of looking at that over under 56. That also stinks. Why aren't they scoring?
Yeah.
You're telling me Preston Stone and the boys can't score 28
It seems
themselves?
more like
Maybe
they
30?
expect SMU to get stymied, but also BYU to just not be able to score. Right? That's what that line tells me, is that they think SMU's
Like
soft.
a 21. Maybe, I mean, even 21-10 game, BYU covers.
Yeah. SMU,
By half a point.
They think SMU is soft and BYU is incompetent on offense. Is
Yeah.
that what that over-under tells me?
Yeah, I'll go BYU.
Yeah, same.
11.5. Let's do that. And we got Duke catching 2.5 at Northwestern.
At Northwestern, maybe
The over-under is 37.
the greatest stadium in college football right
The
now.
temporary stadium.
Lakeside.
It looks nice.
It looks sweet, dude.
How many people can actually go, though? It's like 3,000 people.
That's all you need in a
I know, for
Northwestern game.
Northwestern, it's small.
Absolutely.
It's like a high school game, but you're right on the Great Lake.
You are on the lake, which is awesome now in September and is going to be a fucking nightmare in November. Dude, give me the home dog on the lake.
They're not dogs.
Oh, Duke's plus 2.5. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, I'll take Northwestern.
right.
Northwestern's going to win this game.
I'm going to go, I don't think Northwestern can score at all.
Northwestern 3-0.
We're going to take the under.
Okay.
I mean, they beat Miami of Ohio last week, barely, but, you know, a win's a win. I still don't think Northwestern can score.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah, take the under. Next up, we got Pitt catching 2 at Cincinnati. That makes no sense. Over under 62.5. Cincinnati sucks.
Under. I'm taking the under. 62.5. These teams are going to fucking. No. These teams aren't scoring.
I'll take Pitt in the point. I'll take Pitt money line, actually.
Okay, that's your money line dog.
Yeah. Narduzzi, he's going to coach circles around Cincinnati. Cincinnati sucks.
Dude, Cincinnati had that 1 year. Their guy left. Fickle left, and that's it. That's the fucking end of it. Like, it's just not. Yeah, it's no.
I mean, I guess Sorsby threw for almost 400 yards last week.
Yeah.
But who the fuck did Cincinnati play? They played
Probably
Towson.
Yeah, fucking
They
nobody.
won 38
Towson.
to 20. No.
Oof, Cincinnati's terrible.
They are. I mean, Pitt might be able to score, actually. I don't. Maybe.
Yeah, but that under 62.5. 62.5 requires both teams to score. And it's just not going to happen.
Pitt typically has a decent defense. I mean, they did put up 55 against Kent State. It is Kent State.
Yeah, it's Kent State.
Yeah. I'll just stick with Pitt to win.
Okay.
Eli Holston, 333 yards last week. All right.
All right.
We'll stick with Pitt, money line. Take it to the fucking book. Now we got Troy catching 18.5 at Memphis. The over-under is 57.5.
Huge line.
I know. Just because Troy lost. I think Troy bounces back. Give me the points. Troy plus 18.5. Memphis, very good, though.
I'm going to go with one of my tenets of this year's season, which is the G6 competitors need style points.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Memphis to cover the 18.5.
Plus Seth Hennigan's been there forever.
Yeah. Memphis, UNLV, Boise State, you name it. Whatever the fucking G6 team is that's going to get into the playoff, they're going to have to rack up style points because only one of them is going to get in. So they need blowouts left and right. Taking Memphis. I don't love it, but I'm taking Memphis.
Next up, your game of the week, South Carolina catching 10 at Kentucky. The over-under is 42.5.
This is a crazy fucking line.
South Carolina's bad.
I know. Beamer, 2 years ago?
Did they pull that off last week? Right?
Yeah, South Carolina won.
Yeah, but barely.
Yeah. 2 years ago, as a Missouri fan, all I heard was that Beamer was a better coach. I think Beamer, Pittman, and Drink were all hired at the same time, or like within a year of each other.
You can't pull off the last, second win against Old Dominion.
No, and I like ODU, but like as a general football school, but like a small football school. But yeah, that's not great. Man, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Beamer at South Carolina.
Beamer's gotten hype forever, though. I think it's just the family name.
It's the name.
And you know what you're getting with Kentucky.
I'm taking Kentucky.
You know what you're getting with Kentucky and Stoops.
Yeah, I'm taking Kentucky. I think this might honestly end up being a straight-up push. Like, 10 feels exactly right. You're always going to have a defense with Kentucky. And last year, with a better quarterback, not that I think he's good, but with a better quarterback in Rattler, they couldn't protect him. They had no line. South Carolina was soft as fuck.
Dude, Rattler sucked.
He's better than what they have now. I'm just saying, like, they couldn't do anything with a better offensive situation. Their offensive situation is still a fucking nightmare. Kentucky, honestly, probably...
That's funny. Fucking Kentucky last week played Tate Rodemaker at Southern Miss.
Of course they did. This feels like Kentucky, like 14-3 or something like that, or like 17-6, right? Like, it feels like a gross game that Kentucky pulls out.
I'm going to go with the under. I think, Kentucky can win this game like 24-0.
Yeah. I just don't know how South Carolina scores. Like, Kentucky, say what you want about Kentucky, you could say a lot about them. They're never soft. And, like, the South Carolina team, I have not got to watch them this year, but South Carolina has been soft under Beamer.
Speaking of teams that are a little soft, maybe. Maryland.
Never.
Maryland's, they're laying 9.5 against Michigan State at home. Over-under is 44. I think the culture has changed at Michigan State, thanks to Jonathan Smith. Give me the Sparty. Give me Sparty plus 9.5.
How'd they do last week?
They won.
Yeah, but how did they win?
Pretty pretty good, I believe. Michigan State. Let's see, they beat.
No, I think they had a kind of mediocre game last week.
I mean, they beat FAU
16 to 10.
10. But you know, Tom Herman's going to do that to you.
No, he's not.
He is.
No, no, he's not.
I mean, they were up 16-3 at half, and they just didn't score in the second half.
That's bad to not score for a whole half. Some would say the more important half.
Yeah, you're right. It's okay. We gotta clean some things up. You know, they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Childs threw 2 interceptions. He threw for 114 yards. Not great against FAU. But you know that Vontae Dow's defense. You can't sleep on.
Give me
it.
Maryland all day.
You're on Maryland.
By the way, you have 9.5 here. I'm seeing 8.5.
9.5 was on my bookie.
Okay.
So those are the
On
lines.
ESPN, it's 8.5. But all right,
Last
we'll go
update,
my bookie.
We're going
betting on my
bookie.
bookie. So
I'm
we'll
sorry,
go.
who sponsors the show?
It's my bookie. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So that's where we get our lines.
Making sure.
Get our
I'm
lines.
just trying to goose my odds.
Don't
over there.
Ross this. Don't read down ESPN.
That's the first line I saw. All right. Yeah, I'm taking Maryland's going to roll them for sure.
All right. One of my predictions earlier in the year, Texas State to win the Sun Belt.
Your guys.
My guys down
You
in San
fucking
Marcos.
love Texas State.
Not a great showing against Lamar. I'll tell you that. Tell
Tell the people what happened.
Kind of squeaked one out. We don't have to get into details. What happened? Where are you going? You're going to the leaky fridge. The fridge doesn't even fucking keep shit cold. I don't know what you're doing.
No, I keep stuff cold. I'm just afraid that I'm going to get Legionnaire's disease.
Okay.
Drinking all this like refrigerator water that
Just come to the
collects
show
on these
prepared.
cans.
I'm not leaving you high and dry mid-show.
Every time you cough, you leave me high and dry.
Well, it's dry cough.
Yeah.
You're UTSA Roadrunners. It's a
Yep.
bet. Should we do a mayor bet here?
Side bet here.
It's a mayor bet. You're
Okay.
riding for San Antonio. I'm riding for San Marcos.
Okay.
What everybody's known for. I guess San Marcos is known for their gas station tacos.
And jumping in a river.
Yeah.
San Antonio is known for the Alamo.
Also a river walk.
Yeah, and a river walk.
All right. How about this? Texas State wins.
Okay.
You treat me to some gas station tacos.
Perfect.
UTSA wins. I treat you to a night at Pat O's.
You could take me to San Antonio.
I'll take you to Pat O's.
Let's get. All right, I'm down with that. Boy, I'm gonna drink like 5 hurricanes. Yeah, I'm taking UTSA. Pick them all day. UTSA. UTSA's winning this game.
Yeah. I'll go Texas State, of course. My boys. You'll go UTSA. Dude, fuck the Roadrunners. This is a Bobcat household.
Apparently.
They need to be good. I need Texas State to be good.
You want them to be good.
It's a fun school.
It is an awesome school. Like, it is a blast.
There's
of a
no
school.
reason they can't get these like fringe, like 3 or 4 stars.
It's crazy. They
San
have
Marcos?
done Texas State has done a very, very bad job of utilizing the state they're in. When other schools in their own state have done better, like including and especially UTSA. And Texas State, like, they've got a big stadium. They have a great tailgate scene. They are, like we've said many times, the Arizona State you've never heard of. Gorgeous women. Campus is kind of whatever. But the town is great. They have the square. It's like a classic, like, college town, like bars. And, I mean, it's
Yeah.
I've had a good time every time I've gone to San Marcos. I love it.
GJ Kinney coaching right now. I think he's got the program in the right direction. Jordan McLeod came in from fucking James Madison. He's a winner.
Okay.
He's going to be slinging it, hopefully. We'll see.
You know who else is a winner? Fucking UTSA.
Last couple of years, yeah, but Frank Harris ain't walking through that door, bro. Now we got Marshall catching 20 at Virginia Tech. The over-under is
What
52.
a nightmare game for Virginia Tech to have to
know.
follow up
I know.
Vandy with.
Very disappointing loss, and now you got fucking Chad Pennington's kid.
You got to handle a
Coming in.
feisty-ass G6 team with a history of both upsets and competence. Like, it's not what you want.
No,
20?
I know, but like, there's a reason the line's 20. Virginia Tech's going to bounce back. Give me VT. The Hokies. This is your last chance. If you guys fuck this up, if this is a close game or you lose to Marshall, I'm burying you. I will never bet on you again this year.
Taking Marshall in the points.
Taking Marshall. All right. Now my UCF Knights. I'm a little concerned about not covering this.
I'm a little concerned about that line in general.
Sam Houston coming in off a dub, catching 21.5. 2 undefeated Giants at the bounce house.
Why are you
The over-under is 56.
Why are you only a 21.5 point favorite against Sam Houston?
Sam Houston's good.
Okay. I don't know much about Sam Houston. I'll be totally honest with you. So I'm curious.
They're fun. They should have been much better last year. They lost a lot of close games last year.
Yeah.
I remember. We should beat them by 21.5. We should win by 40.
It's right.
It's all in the hands of KJ, and our defense is okay. Give me my Knights. We're gonna cover. I don't have to buy half a point. We're gonna win by 30. Although I will also take the over 56. I think Sam Houston might score some points on us.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like this is gonna be a 56-21 game.
Oh wow. So you think UCF will hit the whole over by themselves?
Yeah. KJ's gonna get in chip eventually.
Right?
Maybe.
Yeah. I
Get
can't.
the reps in.
I just it's a very odd line to me. Like I just don't understand it, but I'll take UCF. It's hard for me not to take UCF there. I don't love the only thing that gives me pause is that you just run the ball a lot.
Yeah. But
How much time's coming off?
not a lot because you got Harvey can break them off.
Yeah.
Penny Boone came in from Toledo, also a stud. He took one to the. He didn't take it to the house, but he broke off like a fucking 70-yard run last week.
All right.
Yeah, no, we're good.
All right.
We're gonna be good.
All right.
Next up, we got UVA catching 1.5 at Wake.
On the road.
Over unders 55.
I like that we look at like the South Carolina Kentucky game. We're like, this will tell you a lot about the SEC.
Let's tell you a lot about the fucking
this
ACC.
This isn't going to tell me anything about anything. The
You don't think so?
No, not really. God, this is a sleepy college football game. It's really, I feel like 1.5 is more or less a pick 'em.
I don't know. Remember our night at Boomers? We fell in love that night with Anthony Caliandria, the quarterback for UVA.
Yeah, we do that sometimes.
Just a fucking good old Italian boy slinging it.
Yeah, we did. I remember.
I forget what game it was, but he was kind of just like leading them back. I think he fell short, but like we're
Yeah.
like, oh, this kid's got it.
I'll just take Wake. I pick him at home, like more or less. I pick him at home. I'll just take Wake.
Wake didn't look good
I don't
last
care.
week. I'm gonna go UVA.
Okay.
Maybe Tony Elliott and the boys got something cooking.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
San Jose State catching 5.5 at Air Force. When in doubt, go with the Force. Air Force, dude. We rode Air Force pretty hard. Was it last year or 2 years ago? They covered a lot.
Who knows? Yeah, but they do. These service academies. When you get a service academy that's kind of humming, they will cover just.
There's nothing better. Yeah,
They will just cover based on the fact that you will not have enough time.
you'll never get the ball back.
Yeah.
Plus, Brennan's
You might win.
Brennan's at Arizona now, so San
Yeah.
Jose State. Who are you?
You're
not
San
a
Jose
program
State reloads
Do they
on coaches. They all these stuff's good. I'm taking San Jose State, taking the points.
really? Let's see who's San Jose State's coach right now.
Doesn't
Because
matter.
Brennan went to Arizona, which Arizona easily the most fun team in the country. I don't know if they're obviously not the best team in the country. They might not even make the playoff, but they are top one fun team to watch.
They didn't look great for a half or a quarter.
But they put up points.
I know.
That's fun.
Yeah,
and
I
they let
agree.
the other team. They let New Mexico score.
Yeah.
We also talked about that. New Mexico, Arizona. That should be a bigger rivalry.
It was much bigger.
That's
rivalry.
a fun rivalry.
It's the same two states. They're like a mirror image of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking San Jose State
Oh, okay.
points. I might make them my moneyline dog, but I haven't decided yet.
Why do you hate the troops?
You mean the cheer force? Fucking pogues.
Dropping a bomb on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we win all of our wars because of the Air Force.
We don't fight wars without air supremacy.
Goddamn right we don't. Fuck. We're gonna go do the Ukraine war shit.
All right, here's the actual best game of the week.
This is maybe the game of the week. Period.
Neon Dion The Buffs, Sco Buffs at Nebraska. Matt Rule and boys. Over under 57. We saw this game last year, but it's a different Nebraska team.
And it's in Nebraska. Something tells me that this stadium is going to be up for this game.
Yeah.
Up.
I think Rule was also very slighted by last year's game.
Yeah. Yeah. Which Nebraska was in late.
Yeah.
Like Nebraska hung around, and Nebraska, that was Rule year 1, right? It was a mess of a Nebraska team.
That said, 7. You're giving me points, 7.5. I think they got enough talent. Colorado's going to keep it close.
This is Nebraska by like.
They might lose, but Colorado, they'll lose by a field goal or a touchdown.
No.
You're giving me half a point, 7.5.
Nebraska's going to win by 2 scores.
I don't see
Give me
it.
Nebraska.
This isn't. I don't think it's like last year. Colorado was super fun until they ran into a buzzsaw in Oregon. Right, Oregon's the team that fucking just derailed their season.
Yeah.
Nebraska's not Oregon.
Nebraska should have been the canary in the coal mine for USC that year, if you recall. Or not Nebraska, Colorado.
Colorado, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, Nebraska, this is Matt Rule. I've said already that Nebraska is going to be one of the big surprise teams this year. This is Nebraska's coming out party. Nebraska
I agree. They might win this game, but they're not going to win by 7.5.
they're going to curb stomp Colorado.
I don't think so.
Yes.
Shador's good enough to keep them in the game.
He's not, though.
He is. He is really good.
I don't even trust Shador Sanders. Yeah.
Now, will they call all those personal fouls on Deion's other son?
That one was absolutely a personal foul.
He was a lunatic. He had like 12 personal fouls they didn't call.
Yeah, it was horrible.
It was insane. They're also very fun. Colorado, because A, people are going to root against them, but
Yeah,
B,
it's fun.
all their games are going to be super fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Oh, it's fun.
And Travis Hunter is the best player in the country.
Yeah.
Could he win the Heisman if they win 4 games?
No.
But he plays every game. I know he's probably not going to play every game
If
because
he can be top 5 in the country in interceptions and touchdown receptions, he should win the Heisman.
they apparently like him better as a receiver for the NFL. A lot of scouts.
Yeah, they should. Receiver's more important.
I think a shutdown corner is way more important.
Shutdown corner, shorter career.
Revis Island, dude.
Shorter career. Shutdown corner you get for like 4 years.
At their peak, like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Receiver you get for like 8 or 9. Receiver's more valuable.
What if he did both, half and half?
I wouldn't.
No, he like half his career he's a receiver,
Oh.
and then the other half he's a corner.
Well, I would start as a corner.
Yeah. Then once he starts to drop off, you go back.
Yeah,
to
then
the
you go back to
receiver,
receiver.
But not
That's
both.
not the worst idea.
Not both the whole
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. I would also, one thing I would do if I was an NFL team maybe is put him in packages.
Be a package guy.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't play him all the time on defense, but maybe you just toss him out there.
A nickel corner here and there.
Why not?
The Hail Mary, you throw him in.
You absolutely put him in on a Hail Mary. Are you fucking kidding me?
All right. Now Texas Tech catching 2 at Washington State. The over 66. Yeah, boy. Pac-12. Pac-2.
Wazoo all day.
Really?
I don't think Wazoo's good, but Tech having to go up there after their showing they just had.
Love the over. Love the over in this game.
Okay.
Give me points all day.
Okay.
I mean, Tech gave up 51 points to Abilene Christian.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair.
And I think Washington State scored a decent amount of points last week. They ended up winning. Yeah, they won 70-30
Good Lord.
against Portland State.
Oh, so they let in some points too.
That honestly,
That is a low over. Give me
Here.
the over.
lock that in right there.
The over?
That's my pick of the century.
Give me the over as well. Actually, that's a crazy low over for the fact that these two teams both just let other teams dump in points.
30 points to Portland State. I mean, scoring 70 is pretty dope.
I don't care. Portland State is like awful.
Their quarterback for Washington State last week only threw 17 times, had 5 touchdowns, 350 yards.
Yeah. This is a 70-point game at least.
This might be the most fun game of the week.
It
has a possibility.
and it's pretty late, right?
Yeah. This is get out of jail free card right here.
Yeah.
You're down big.
Slap 400 on the.
Yeah, fucking throw $1,000 on the over. Now we got Mississippi State. Lebby and the boys. A little surprise last week. Looked good. Mississippi State looked better than I thought.
Okay.
I just think Levy's a good coach, and I'll always ride for Levy. But they're catching 5.5. How the fuck is Mississippi? I mean, I understand they're going to Arizona State. It's Tempe. Arizona State wasn't supposed to be good. I mean, they destroyed Wyoming. I understand. I think this is an overcorrection to Arizona State just being a very bad Wyoming team.
Miss the sort of everything I've been reading about in SEC previews and stuff like that is that Mississippi State is down bad right now. Just a total roster rebuild.
Yeah, Levy fucking Leach died.
Yeah.
They promoted the dude, fired him, brought in Levy.
Yeah, it's just they're just bare bones right now. I think Mississippi State is just kind of devoid of talent. I love Arizona State here. I think Mississippi State. I understand that they fucking rolled against Eastern Kentucky in week 1, and that's fine. It just feels like
You're going to ASU.
Yeah, it just feels like they just don't have the horses right now.
I don't think Arizona State does. These are two very similar teams with like their predicament right now.
Okay, but I'll take Arizona State by touchdown home.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna go Mississippi State.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Blake Shapen. I'm gonna go Jeff Levy. I'm just gonna go with what I know. Arizona State's such a fucking wild card to me at this point. Like I have no idea what to expect from them. I mean, obviously, I fucking took Wyoming last weekend.
Right.
Boat raced. And then we got Oregon State -6 in San Diego at San Diego State. The over under 54.5. Boy, Oregon State didn't look good last week.
Didn't like what you saw?
Did not like what I saw.
Why not?
They beat Idaho State like 38-15, but it was much closer than the score indicates.
Okay.
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot going on. You had, fucking the quarterback threw 10 times for 114 yards, McCoy. You had the run game. That's what Oregon State's built on. That's what they were last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, they ran all over Idaho State for over 300 yards, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect. San Diego State, always tough defense.
Mm-hmm.
Brady Hoke's no longer there.
At San Jose, or wait, where?
San Diego State.
San Diego State? Damn.
Yeah. So it's Sean Lewis. So
Yeah,
no,
you
never mind.
Can't do this reach.
What happened to Brady Hoke?
They probably fired him for not being good at his job. I have no read on this game whatsoever. I'll take Oregon State because they need it.
Oh, he retired.
Okay.
Huh.
Whatever. I'm taking Oregon State because we think Oregon State is a playoff contender, and I think the best. Like they need to make the playoff. They need to shove it.
I really need to read the fucking Phil Steele book.
You need to order it.
I need to go get it.
Yeah.
It might be too late.
What, they're sold out?
Yeah, I go to Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, I think you'd be all right.
Might be
I
able
think you
to
can
get
find
it. Because like that man, how are you gonna retire, Brady?
Yeah.
65. You got plenty of years.
It's insane.
Yeah, I'll ride Oregon State to bounce back. I didn't like Oregon State or San Diego State when I went to the campus.
Isn't it kind of?
It felt kind of ghetto.
Okay.
It was very ghetto-y.
It's a city campus? Is it in kind of just a shitty part
Kinda.
of the city?
It's in a shitty part of the city.
A lot of campuses are though. Usually it's a Catholic campus, but
It's just not a for San Diego, for such like a beautiful, awesome city.
it was kind of
Kind of a dump.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like half of LA, right? You're in like the most beautiful part of the country, but you just like drive through like a.
Also,
fucking-
granted, the place I was staying to was like, not the best.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And by the way, this isn't to me like, oh, LA's gone to shit in the last 10 years. Like there have always been parts of LA
was
where it's like the
essentially
most
staying-
beautiful part of the country, and you just drive through it and you're like, oh, good lord,
I was essentially staying at student housing, so
Yeah.
yeah.
that'll do it.
Yeah.
That's the funniest part to me about like SMU, for example. Because they have student housing, but it's in literally the most expensive part of Dallas. Like the most expensive part of Dallas. And every part of San Diego is expensive. Every part of LA is
Yeah.
expensive.
Although it's weird. UCF, our student housing and everything, it felt more glamorous and like more luxurious than the shit here.
Probably was.
And then the off-campus housing too, much nicer than anything I've lived in. Like,
I'm sure it was.
In Austin,
I'm
Texas.
sure it was.
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
It's a weird spot.
Do I need a random game for you?
Yeah,
I need to give you money
we
line
need a money
dog.
line dog. I already have one, and then we need a random game.
Okay, well, San Jose State is my money line dog. I'll just take them.
San Diego State or San Jose.
San Jose.
Yeah. All right.
And random game, I'm going to give you Rutgers.
What's the line?
Let me find it again here. They're minus 20. Actually, let me double check that because I was looking at the opening line there. Rutgers is minus 22.5 at home against Akron.
Okay. I don't hate that because Akron is ass.
Yes, Akron is one of the worst teams, like bottom, like 5 teams in the power or in the FBS.
All right. We can go a lot of different ways here. We got Army, FAU.
Yeah,
FAU's minus 3.5. The troops catching a field goal and a half. Maybe I go there. FAU hung tough against Michigan State. Maybe that's an overreaction to that.
I don't know. The Army hasn't fared well against opponents from tropical locales.
Not recently, no.
Not in the last 50 years. Not since Japan, really.
I can go Cal, Auburn. You know, Auburn's minus 13.5.
How did we not talk about that game? Why was that game not on here?
I don't think Cal's very good.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think Cal's worth talking about.
I think Auburn is. You don't need both teams to be worth talking about.
Yeah. No, why did we not talk about this? Didn't look at it, didn't see it.
Yeah, that's what I kind of felt happened.
Kind of an oversight.
Yeah. Feels like a
Hand
game.
up.
Feels like a
Hand up.
game we should talk about.
Well, we're doing it right now.
Okay. Auburn rolls.
Because I'm not going to pick it.
Auburn rolls. This is Hugh Freeze. I think Auburn is going to be. I think I picked them in my preseason thing. Auburn is going to be a ranked team by the end of the year. Hugh Freeze year 2. I think they're just going to be dangerous. It's kind of like the SEC's spooky place to play is Jordan Hare. That to me, even though it's at home, is Missouri's biggest trap game. At least that's what jumps off the paper at me. Auburn, I think, is going to BF Cal. And I'll be interested to see if they do. Because if Auburn comes out flat against Cal, that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they did last time I played. I remember there was just an awful Cal-Auburn game. I think
Was that last year?
it might have been a couple of years ago.
Okay.
But like 10-7, we're talking. Like really awful football being played.
It might have been 2022. Let's see here. No, they played. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Yeah, it was last year. 14-10 Auburn at Cal.
Oh, it was last year.
Yeah, 14-10 Auburn at Cal.
Yeah, it was an awful game. That was a gross game. I remember taking Auburn, not
Yeah.
covering. Yeah, I mean, I can go.
But Auburn rotated last year. This is why I'm worried about Hugh Freeze, too. Like, Auburn went last year between being feisty and being useless. Like, they beat the shit out of the bad teams, but useless or flat against Cal, only winning by 4, who was not good. They lost at Texas A&M by double digits, whatever. They only lost to Georgia at home by 7. They got murdered by LSU. They only lost to Ole Miss at home by 7. They beat Mississippi State. They beat the shit out of Arkansas. And then, obviously, we remember the Alabama game that required the miracle throw.
All right. We're going to go, even though he's not there anymore, in honor of Jerry Kill. New Mexico State catching 24 against Liberty. New Mexico State covers.
Okay.
That's my random game. You got anything else? Any other parting thoughts?
That's it. I think that's it, baby.
I'm sorry. I'll be better next week. I'll be better this week record-wise,
Health-wise?
but health-wise, I'll try to be better next week.
Well, we'll see.
Mine's a little foggy.
You are just out of it right now.
Yeah, it's not great. We got to record softcore tomorrow. Hopefully, I can get better.
A couple
by
of
then.
them. At least one. At least one. If you're
Yeah.
too sick, we can just do one.
Yeah, we have a lot of time next week.
Yeah.
But anyway, that has been Outside the Top 25. Later.